the ring, the bell's about to chime. Turnbuckle Talk, we're here to shine. Flagship on the airwaves, leading the pack. Breaking news reviews, we've got your back. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat. From AEW to WWE, we cover it all from A to Z. Interviews, insights, and match reviews. If it's wrestling news, we've got the clues. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday. It is 8:05. Time for some Turnbuckle Talk. It is OMD and Chris Best here. We're going to start off with a bit of a somber note here, as we found out on Friday that a dear friend of ours in the pro wrestling world has passed away. Today we remember Joe Doring, a man who embodied strength, resilience, and heart both inside and outside the ring. Known for his power and presence, Joe was more than just a formidable competitor. He was a fighter in every sense of the word. Through every battle he faced, he showed a level of courage that inspired fans and peers alike. His legacy isn't only defined by what he accomplished in wrestling, but by the strength of character he displayed in life. Joe Doring will be deeply missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace. OMD, what can you tell me about your memories of Joe Doring?
I only really know Joe Doring from his brief time in TNA before this most recent battle with the brain cancer that tragically took him at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
But just that spark, that drive that he had in the ring to bring the best not only out of himself, but out of his opponents as well. Really reminding me of a much younger version of JBL. Just more of the Justin Hawk Bradshaw.
Yes. He definitely had that like classic wrestler look, you know?
Yeah. But just, I loved the man. I loved what he brought. I found out afterwards, of course, that he had wrestled in Japan. I was not familiar with his work there at all. But again, I mean, 44 years old and, 3 separate battles with brain cancer. And, last Tuesday it was announced, just as we were coming off of the air, that he was entering hospice care, and Friday he was gone. Life is fleeting, ladies and gentlemen, so live it like every day is your last day, and live in the moment, not for the moment.
Yeah, and we go from that and just saying one rest in peace to a fellow brother in arms in Joe Doring, to a wrestler, or I should say a new wrestling legacy gonna be starting up here. Because AJ Styles, he may be retired, but the Styles name is going to live on, as I think we're all going to be calling him this one, the Phenomenal Son, Avery Styles. That's a cool name, by the way.
It is.
Has made his debut in professional wrestling as part of the SCA Wrestling Freedom's Fling event. There was footage shared of the match to his Instagram stories, including one clip where he slides under the guardrail at ringside before connecting with the Phenomenal Forearm. And he made his debut in a match against a wrestler by the name of Ashton Martin, with AJ Styles obviously being advertised to be in his corner here. And I got to watch a bit of the match, and I saw glimmers of AJ in that matchup.
You know what? I did as well. I've seen some clips. Yes, I saw the Phenomenal Forearm. He used the Styles Clash to finish his opponent off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was AJ at the venue who actually counted the 3 when Avery's opponent got physical with AJ.
Yeah, and I saw this, and I'm like, again, I saw like glimmers of AJ in there, and I'm like, this guy's got some talent, and I know it's going to be a number of years before we see him making it into the professional leagues, because I like what he's doing, starting off those small independent leagues. I mean, sure, he's got his dad's clout, and he can probably make it to the WWE in like 3 years. I don't want to see that though.
No.
I'd rather him, earn his way into the WWE, similar to what Bob Orton did with Randy Orton. All Bob Orton did was send him to Harley Race. That was it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this is cool. I love that we're getting we're basically getting a brand new wrestling legacy in AJ Styles and his family.
Let's look now at all of this again. I mean, and we look at this every decade or so, but this new generation, now you've got Marie Malenko, you've got Avery Styles, you do have Aurora Rose Levesque is training, The Undertaker's son is training, and now and in 10 years we're gonna be looking and saying, I watched your dad's, I watched your mom's.
Well, yes and no, because guys our age, we're already saying that.
We are.
I mean, when Randy Orton made his debut back in 03, me and you were like, well, we watched Bob Orton.
Right.
Or sorry, 2002, not 2003. But yeah, this was awesome. He looked fantastic in there. Even though it was his first match, he looked like he had been around the block already.
Yeah. He looked very, very comfortable in the ring. And I gotta say, like, in a situation like that, I would rather not have my dad, regardless of his name, at that show when I'm making my debut. Yes, it's nice to have that support, but I'm thinking I'm adding that extra pressure to myself because now I've got to live up to that name. I've got to live up to my dad's name.
Yeah, and that is going to be a huge hurdle for him to jump. But at the same time, I'm one of those types that, for me personally, if I'm doing something that's big to me and it's going to be my first time ever doing something, I want my family to be there to watch me to perform and do whatever it is I'm doing. But yeah, all the best in the world, and I would love to send out my congratulations to Avery Styles for making his debut, and I wish nothing but the best in his future. I could have futured endeavored him, but no, I'm not going to.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Can we at least, in 5 years, hope we're seeing Stephen Borden versus Avery Styles in a TNA ring?
It's possible. It's very possible. I'm very, I cannot wait to see. We got Bobby Stats coming in saying, hello, Chris Best and OMD, saying he just hit up that like button. And that's what we all want you all to do as well. Anybody who's tuning in, hit up that like button. And yeah, hit up that subscribe button too. You'll be able to find out everything that's going on with the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Yeah.
Bobby Stats saying he would like to see Leon Slater take on Avery. I mean, that could be a fun match too.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't want to think too big for the kid right now because he's only had the one match. For all we know, he could end up like a Garrett Bischoff, and have like only 1 year in the ring and decide he's done,
Yeah. Or a Wes Briscoe.
Yeah. Or Carrie's kids there.
The Von Erichs?
Yeah. Lacey Von Erich is who I was thinking of specifically. I know the other Von Erichs, Kevin's boys, are still wrestling. So
yes.
But yeah, this is I was just totally blown away by this. I didn't even know that his son was training. even with all the interviews I've heard from AJ post retirement, never mentioned anything about it. But here
right?
we are. We're not done with the Styles name yet.
No, that we are not.
Yeah. But there is one. Um, yeah, there is one name that we're going to be saying goodbye to. We're going to Japan right now, guys. And we got to talk about Tiger Mask 4. 40 years in the business. And he's hanging it up for finally. Will there be a Tiger Mask 5? We don't know. But Tiger Mask 4, who sunk in 40 incredible years, or 31 incredible years, sorry, under the Tiger Mask name. This guy was like a major legend in Japan.
Yes.
And to finally see him hanging up the boots, career well done. That's all I've got to say about this guy. I mean, he transcended, because the Tiger Mask character is actually from an anime over in Japan. And he transcended that. Like, he took that character, he took the Tiger Mask character and just stretched it out even further than beyond the animes, the mangas that featured Tiger Mask as a character. And he will be having his retirement match on July 7th at Korakuen Hall. And it will be set up as a tribute to not only his career, but the history of the Tiger Mask itself. So they're going to be paying homage to Tiger Mask 3, Tiger Mask 2, Tiger Mask 1. Black Tiger is who was Tiger Mask 4's biggest feud, will be at this show as well. And he is set to be doing double duty that night.
Wow.
Doesn't say who he's going to be taking on or anything like that. Cannot wait to see this in some form or fashion. But thank you, Tiger Mask, for everything you have done for us.
Yes. If they are doing a full tribute to 4, 3, 2, and 1, that tells me that there is no new Tiger Mask. We are not going to get a number 5. It might be time to let the legacy live on, but not carry on. Thank you to Tiger Mask for everything you have given us as wrestling fans. Again, I'm aware of the history, not overly familiar with a lot of his work. But then again, I've never been huge on the Japanese wrestling, and that's not a knock against Japan. That's just me. But congratulations. This is well earned, and yes, whatever the Japanese Wrestling Hall of Fame is, take your rightful place.
Yeah. And you mentioned the word well earned. Well, I think it's time that maybe you guys go out and do some earning. Take a look at this.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, and we encourage you to check out our shop powered by redbubble.com, so it is 100% safe and secure. Support your favorite shows and your favorite podcasters. Wear what we wear. All of the proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. And when you make that purchase, tag us on the socials, send us a pic, tell us your name. We will give you a shout out live right here on air during one or more of our daily and weekly shows. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org.
And we continue our news stories today with another news story that, to me, makes a lot of sense right now. Danhausen branding. There's going to be some more. There's going to be an expansion on Danhausen's branding. Smart move right off the bat with that. WWE has filed 2 new trademark applications for Danhausen's "Human Money's" catchphrase. Smart move again.
Yep.
Now these filings are going to cover like a range of merchandise, apparel, trading cards, posters, comic books, party supplies, all the kinds of things that Danhausen you would probably see Danhausen's name on, no questions asked.
Right?
The phrase has become a key part of Danhausen's WWE character, and its applications have grown as the popular star does continue to gain momentum on the roster. And this is obviously includes mainstream exposure, like his time with the NBA and helping the Knicks win the championship.
Yeah. So I absolutely love this. Like, we talked a few weeks ago about Danhausen getting that comic book, and then, the potential of where we could see him go. This is just that next step. This is, again, WWE knowing what to do with a guy, and, he's knowing what to do, and he is just so brilliant in his role that everybody has fallen in love with him, despite the, quote unquote disappointing debut that the fans gave him.
Again, I laugh at that because that was not disappointing for me.
So this is absolutely brilliant. I love this for Danhausen. And thank you, Danhausen, because I didn't have to send you any human monies. He has actually lifted the curse on the Miami Dolphins this year.
We'll see about that.
It came out the other day. He said it on his socials. I have uncursed the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
So thank you, Danhausen. And I didn't have to pay you any real monies or any real human monies.
I still plan to send you human monies, Danhausen. There's a couple shirts I want to buy of yours.
Right. But yeah, absolutely huge, absolutely incredible. And I love this.
Yeah, the one thing I still want to see Danhausen do is a B-rated movie. Like, give him like some cheesy horror movie and put him in it. I would love it.
You know what? I know I said, we need Danhausen meets Scooby-Doo. Well, there is a new live-action Scooby-Doo series coming to Netflix. What about an episode or two with Danhausen?
I could see it. I could see it. And just like another wrestling story that's coming to front, it was reported as how about Danhausen with Chucky? That's interesting. Bobby Stats is saying, how about Danhausen with Chucky? Only if you bring back the Chucky that was the comedic horror character, because they've recently made him more darker and scarier again,
Yes.
But anyways, moving on from that, big news that surfaced just a couple of hours ago, actually. We got a departure from AEW, guys. Big Bill is out of AEW. He sent in his request today that he is not re-signing, or that he is leaving AEW and will be re-signing with the WWE as Big Cass. It is possible that he comes in with Enzo. We don't know if that's set in stone yet, but that seems to be the likely case, because we know that Enzo has been showing up at the PC. We know that WWE has been kind of talking with Enzo as of late.
Yes.
And WWE, I got 4 letters or 5 letters. There's only one word to describe you. I'm going to spell it out for you. SAWF. 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 SA soft.
Right.
I
Well,
messed that up.
I was literally reading right before we came on here that yes, this is an imminent signing, as is Enzo Amore. He is not officially signed yet. It is not sure whether they're going to go to NXT first and reestablish themselves or whether they're going to come right to the main roster. Personally, I don't want to see them come back as a tag team. I'd like to see them come back as their own men, separate shows, and then when the time is right. We're looking at this. What if it's Big Billhausen that Danhausen is trying to reclamate?
I don't know if WWE had that much foresight though, because they've been doing this for that big body gimmick. They've been doing this for a little while now, and we already heard rumors that could be Baron Corbin.
We have heard those rumors, but I have heard because we had heard that Bill's contract was coming up back then too when they started this, but we didn't know when. So
and we didn't know if he was going to sign back with AEW at that time.
No, we didn't. So this is very, very intriguing. I would like to see Big Bill come in as his own man instead of backing somebody up or being a tag partner.
And see, I want him to come back with Enzo because WWE is talking about revamping and building a tag team division again.
Yes.
And to do that, you may want to bring in some of those older tag teams, I guess you could say, with Cass and Enzo, to just kind of give some experience. And I'm saying that with a question mark because of how long it's been since Enzo and Cass have been actual tag team.
Right.
So, but I think that's how you can get both men off. You can separate them at some point, but I don't want to see them separate the way they separated before. I did not like that breakup.
No, me neither. In all honesty, if there was one guy I want to see Enzo come back with, because I think that these two guys could really play off each other as well, and it's a guy we haven't seen, is Enzo Amore and Grayson Waller.
Well, that could be interesting. That could be very interesting, but we'll have to see how this plays out. But right now, Big Cass, Big Bill. I'm gonna go back to calling him Cass because I've only known him as Big Cass. Big Bill was always a weird name for me to call him because to me it sounds like a lumberjack name for some reason.
Hey, I've known him as Big Cass. I've known him as W. Morrissey and then Big Bill.
And see, yeah, when they call him W. Morrissey, I think of the lead singer of the Smiths.
What I'm intrigued with too, and again, another guy I would like to see if he's coming up because we don't know about his status, is the Bad Apple Brian Keith over in AEW, who has been Big Cass's tag team partner.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him, but I'm actually more excited because I will say this: after the breakup with Enzo, I was starting to like what they were doing with Cass a little bit, giving him this like dominant big guy kind of thing. And that's again, they did that in AEW. They did that when he was briefly in TNA. I kind of would like to see him keep that dominant role, but if he's going to do it with Enzo, but with that little bit of comedy aspect that we always got from Enzo and Cass, because you can do it. It's very possible to do it.
It very much is, yes.
I would like to see if they are coming in. I want to see more emphasis on the tag teams before they come in.
Yeah,
that's I will say that. So like I want to see Otis and Tozawa doing stuff on Raw as a tag team. I want to see. Well, we're already seeing it, but Damian and R-Truth with the War Raiders, and we're also seeing stuff with the Street Profits over on Raw. But
yeah,
I also would like to see maybe Dom and JD get into something with it as far as tag team wrestling goes.
Yeah.
When when Logan Paul is healthy again, I want to see maybe him and Austin Theory continue on as a tag team.
Yep.
Because I thought they were doing pretty good as a tag team myself.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely, they were.
I wouldn't. It still kind of annoys me that they released the Motor City Machine Guns, but I would like to see them being brought back. I would love to see more of Axiom. I would like to see like an established like tag team uh, run, and not just to build the SummerSlam so that you can have a multi-man ladder match, but like
Right.
something that continues on, and you can still believe that you have like 5 or 6 tag teams that can challenge R-Truth, Damian Priest, or the Street Profits for their tag team titles.
Absolutely. I'm going to say this, though. I would rather see them, and I know we're talking about with SmackDown, you do have the War Raiders going to face R-Truth and Damian Priest very soon in a title versus title match.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to literally, just like they do with the women's tag titles, amalgamate them all into one.
Yeah. We got Bobby Stat saying he wants to see the Creed brothers. Yeah, the Creed brothers too. I wouldn't mind Rayo and Bravo coming back and doing things together on that side of things. And I know right now that they're one of the hottest tag teams in AAA, but even some AAA tag teams, bring them in and
Right?
do some stuff with them. Like I would say Psycho Circus, but right now they're going through a major angle right now down in AAA, so I'd keep them down there for now.
Right.
But I'm excited. So like many years ago when Enzo was being, he was
Enzo?
not a good person. He was not a good person. I didn't want to see Enzo come back, but now that I've seen that growth within him,
Yep.
and the same thing can be said for Big Cass, because he did defy a lot of authority before he got canned.
Yep.
I'm ready to see them come back as a more mature tag team.
You know what? You're right. We didn't want to see Enzo come back, but I mean, we got that new look, and that new attitude from CM Punk, when we took that with a grain of salt and said, we'll see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to play this that same way. I'm not going to get overhyped for it. I'm not going to get, oh, I don't want these guys back. I'm going to treat it with some indifference and see how things play out for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally understandable. I'm in that same boat with them. But hey guys, if you want to get into that same boat with me, I may need a little help rowing that boat. So take a look.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And as Mr. Best mentioned, we need your help. So if you want your break in podcasting, content creation, or to help us out behind the scenes, hit the join button. Send us your credentials via email. Tell us how you can help us, how we can help you. We will sit down as a collective and find that right fit. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org.
Yeah, and we have hit part of our showstopper segment, guys. And it's an interesting one. I love it.
Yes. Sort of a two-part showstopper today.
Yeah, and let's start off with we got a pair of Hall of Fame inductions coming up here, and we're gonna talk about them one by one here. And let's start off with the first one. The Amazing Red, going into the TNA Hall of Fame. TNA is set to induct Amazing Red into the 2026 Hall of Fame, recognizing one of the true pioneers of the X Division. Debuting with the company in 2002, Red helped define the fast-paced, high-flying style that became a signature of TNA, even holding both the X Division and the NWA Tag Team Championships during his early run. His influence still echoes in today's product, and even after a standout appearance at Slammiversary, this induction feels like a long overdue celebration a foundational figure in TNA history. I mean, long overdue for his induction. Long overdue.
It really is. I got to watch when Frankie Kazarian made this announcement at Slammiversary following the Ultimate X match.
Mhm.
And, you know, for him to come out there and say, real recognizes real, one OG to another.
Yeah.
Look at that screen. And you look at the people he has influenced. Zelina Vega, who, yes, is his cousin.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Code Red is now, I mean, it's called the Pop Rocks. You know, so this is absolutely incredible. A well-deserved honor, a well-deserved place. I absolutely love this for Red. Huge fan of his. So thank you, Red. Yes, you deserve it 1,000%.
Yeah, and I got to say this about Amazing Red. When I first laid eyes on him, this was about 2004 for me. I was ordering those weekly pay-per-views, and did they ever take a bite out of my paycheck whenever I did that? The first time I saw him was actually in a match against Michael Shane, Shawn Michaels' cousin, by the way. And I left that match, and I'm like, WWE needs to sign him and put him in the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed that they didn't do that, because Amazing Red did have a fantastic wrestling career regardless.
Yes.
You know, because I know he spent time. I know he went to ROH for a brief period. He wrestling guys like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Samoa Joe. The list goes on with the guys he's wrestled. I mean, you look at the list of guys he's taken on, and that's a Hall of Fame class right there. You know.
Yes.
And for him to finally get that adulation, that respect, that love, because as Frankie Kazarian put it, he was one of the OGs. He was on the first TNA show. Well deserved.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at, I mean, his battles, and I mean, like, yes, he's trained Zelina Vega. He trained Low-Ki.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you look at the guys that he has trained and how much he has given back to the industry. And I mean, he's been in retirement until Slammiversary when he came out for this one match. And so, again, I absolutely love this. This is absolutely huge. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. When I heard that Amazing Red was coming back, I thought to myself, I do need to find a way to watch Slammiversary. It was unfortunate that I couldn't find a way, but that's neither here nor there. I did watch clips of what he had done in his match there, but I gotta say, he did not lose his step. Amazing Red, it is amazing that you are in the Hall of Fame. You are going into the Hall of Fame. It is taking place at Bound for Glory this year, as it does every year.
Yes.
I cannot wait to hear his speech about it. I would love for TNA to, because TNA has its own YouTube channel, and they always put out like little packages that showcase like all of their past, like their best matches. I want to see them put out like a 2-hour video of all of Amazing Red's best matches.
Right?
I would gladly watch that.
Yep.
Just as the second inductee is a man that you and I have watched since before WCW, actually.
Yeah.
And just give me 1 second here. But yeah, this man is also going into the Hall of Fame, and it is also extremely well deserved. Conan is going into the TNA Hall of Fame, guys. Joining Amazing Red in the 2026 class is Conan, a major figure both inside and outside the ring. He was a key part of TNA's early years, as well as a member of 3 Live Crew, with Ron Killings and BG James. Conan also played a crucial role behind the scenes as a mentor and advocate for Latino talent. The announcement made at Slammiversary highlighted not just his in-ring accomplishment, but his lasting impact on the wrestling industry as a whole, with his induction set also for Bound for Glory in October. And OMD, like you and I talked, we've been watching him since long before his days in WCW. We watched him in CMLL, we watched him in AAA, then
Yep.
WCW, EC. I think he spent a brief period in ECW. I can't
Yes,
remember.
he did.
We saw him in WWE when he wrestled as Max Moon for a cup of coffee.
Yep. How did he put it? You can stop a revolutionary, but you can't stop a revolution.
Yep.
This is a guy that completely changed the game for Latin and Hispanic wrestlers.
Yeah.
This is so well deserved. Still very, very active behind the scenes in AAA.
Yes.
And I mean, you look at, even the guys he helped bring up, Homicide and Hernandez, Mike Santana, when he was leading LAX, Eddie Kingston as well under his tutelage. Again, another guy who gave so much to this industry, body, mind, and soul. Again, very, very well deserved. Much love to Conan. Thank you.
Yeah. Bobby Stat saying he wonders if Mike Santana is the one that inducts him. I can see that, but I would get Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, you just had Conan induct Rey a few years ago in the WWE. I would absolutely see the WWE allowing Rey Mysterio to go and do it.
Yeah, I mean, like Rey and Conan are like best buds. So
yeah,
it does make sense for Mike Santana. It also would make sense if they brought back Hernandez and Homicide to, talk up his career a little bit, because it would also make sense if I don't see AEW lending out Billy Gunn, but no, sorry, not Billy Gunn.
Ortiz?
No. I meant to say BG James, but BG James, bring him in. I know that he's not a part of AEW, but you can still bring him in with R-Truth to talk him. There's a lot of guys that you can bring in to talk up Conan's career and the stuff that he did.
I'll be honest with you in saying this. I would not be surprised if you were to have somebody like a Mike Santana do it. Per Conan's request, I wouldn't be surprised to see AEW, although we know that there is rocky issues there. Let maybe a guy like Ortiz come if he chose to.
Yeah.
And maybe Conan request, mend the fence.
Yeah. And that's what the way Conan's been lately. I mean, this whole partnership with AAA and WWE, he was at the forefront of all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to see this for Conan and to see I just got to say, it's about time that he's starting to get all these recognitions, because he also recently was inducted into the AAA Hall of Fame. Now the TNA, because of his work in WCW, I would 100% agree with him going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I
was just about to ask that exact question. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Even if you don't put him in as a WWE wrestler, you put him in sort of like in the NFL or the NHL, that builders category.
Mm-hmm.
I would 100% be behind that.
Because you look at everything he's been a part of, he was one of the more over acts with every stable he was a part of. 3 Life Crew, he got that over. When he was a part of the NWO Wolfpack, he was a major part in getting that over.
Yeah. Filthy Animals.
He got him and Ray together got the Filthy Animals over. Disco Inferno did too, actually, when he joined. And there's another guy, because I know that Disco and Conan are still pretty good friends. Disco can come in and say something about him.
Yep.
But the list goes on with the guys that Conan has reached out and helped get in this business. And I mean, to me, it still makes sense that Ray come in and induct him, because it was Conan who introduced Rey Mysterio to the American audience.
Yes.
And I'm talking about when they did the original When Worlds Collide, because I believe Conan was involved in that matchup that Ray was in, that 6-man tag that started the show.
Might have been. I don't remember.
Yeah, but the amount of things, the amount of accomplishments that Conan has done, from being a WCW Cruiserweight champion to being a WCW United States champion. I think he held the WCW TV title for a brief period too. Um,
Yeah.
I I want to say maybe a couple of WCW tag titles. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the Filthy
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cruiserweight tag titles there as well.
Yeah. And then his move to TNA, where I want to say Three Life Crew held the NWA tag titles together.
Yes, they did.
That's the only belt I can remember him winning in TNA right offhand.
I believe he was also an X Division champion, but I don't know offhand.
Yeah. And then like the list of gold, and I mean list of gold because he was a belt collector at one time, that he won all around the world. There's
Yeah.
images of him being a belt collector. You guys can look that up.
Yes.
Um,
AAA, CMLL in Japan as well. Like,
yeah, the amount of work that Conan has done. He's one of those guys to me that, like, when you look at like his work in WCW, his work in TNA, his brief periods in WWF, um, his matches left a lasting impression on you.
yes.
I remember when I first saw him do the Tequila Sunrise. I wanted to learn how to do that maneuver. Not gonna lie.
Right?
I kind of want somebody to bring that maneuver back.
Yeah.
And we kind of are right now. We kind of are seeing it with Liv Morgan and her half crab. It almost looks like a Tequila Sunrise
Yep.
without putting the arm behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, Conan, love your work. I was always happy to see Conan when he was on my screen, especially when he started doing commentary with AAA last year, and hearing his voice and just hearing the knowledge spew out of him.
Yeah.
Because dude is a wealth of knowledge. Used to listen to his Keep It 100 podcast. Loved hearing the stories that he would tell, and like he would also do like things where like he would watch an old match and he would explain like the psychology of why he was doing what he was doing in the ring, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about listening to Conan talk. And I know that Conan lately has been dealing with a lot of health issues. Everything that he's getting thrown towards him is definitely not out of sympathy. It is definitely based off of the work he has
Yeah.
put in throughout the almost 35 odd years he's been in the wrestling business.
Yeah. I mean, again, huge honor, mad respect, much love for Conan. And again, so very, very well deserved.
Yeah. And we're going to take ourselves just one more commercial break. We're going to let you guys know where you can find all of our programming. Take a look.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night, we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday, we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays, let us power your dreams with the Xbox Showcase at 9 p.m. Friday, we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day, and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, and there is something for you each and every night of the week under the shows section, but we want you to meet the team behind those shows. Mr. Best, myself, Bubba Duke, Logan Thompson, Chris Parrish, and the Godfather, Carl Carafel. Click on our individual links to get our socials and watch our latest weekly live episodic programs. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org.
And for the second half of our showstopper segment, we go from one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer who came out at Slammiversary to introduce a brand new Knockouts Championship. Tracy Brooks came on screen, and she looks good these days. I'll tell you that. She looks healthy. She has come out. She came out at Slammiversary to introduce the TNA Knockouts Television Championship. Yes, the TNA women are getting themselves a mid-card title. TNA is expanding their opportunities with the introduction of the Knockouts Television Championship. Unveiled during the Slammiversary pre-show, the title will be decided through a 16-woman tournament airing on Impact, giving more spotlight to one of the most respected women's divisions in wrestling. Designed to be defended regularly on television, the new championship signals a continued commitment to elevating the Knockouts and creating fresh storytelling opportunities moving forward. I'm excited about this because I've been thinking about like how the WWE has mid-card titles for with the women. NXT, there's mid-card title down in NXT for the women. I don't know if AEW does. I want to assume that
Yes.
that one of their championships is a mid-card title
Yes,
for the women.
TBS championship.
Okay. But yeah, I think this is the step in the right direction for TNA to do this.
You know, I loved the TV title in WCW, especially when William Regal had it, because he would defend that belt every week.
My favorite TV champion was Arn Anderson at the time.
TNA had introduced a TV title before. Now it went through various different incarnations. It was a TV title. It became the Legends Championship, something else. And it really fizzled out and didn't go anywhere. I'm interested to see what happens with this. I really, really hope that this one does get defended. Doesn't have to be every week, but at least once a month outside of special events.
Yeah. So basically, for those who don't know what the actual ruling of a television championship is, every time that you are scheduled, if you're the TV champion, if you're scheduled to appear on a TV program, a wrestling TV program for whatever company you belong to, you are to defend that title. That is the rule with that belt.
Yes. And I do have the brackets.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to talk about all of those wrestlers, though.
So, but there are some very intriguing names that I know you're going to be interested by in this tournament.
Yeah, and I'll watch for them on Thursday. But I am very intrigued. I am interested. It may tune me back into watching TNA, but at the same time, I know that it's a 16-woman tournament, and it's set to end at Bound for Glory, from what I understand. You know what? Give me just a couple of the names so that we can do some speculation here.
Well, we are going to start, and I don't have the 3 matches set for this coming Thursday in front of me, but we do have Indy Hartwell in
there.
Okay. Elena Black. From NXT, Thea Hale.
Give me Thea Hale. Thea Hale all day, every day.
Also from NXT and Evolve, Wendy Chu.
Yes, Wendy Chu. I like her a lot.
We do again have both Rosemary and Allie in there. We have M and Heather by Elegance, Jody Threat, Tasha Steeles, Mara Shade.
So a list of who's who in, I don't want to say mid-card, but a list of who's who in women's wrestling at this current moment. A list of who's who of up and coming women wrestlers in women like Thea Hale, which I'm excited to see. A who's who of established women in Jody Threat, Indy Hartwell. this just based off those names alone, that's got me intrigued here. But as I said, this tournament is set to end. I believe Tracy had said at Bound for Glory is when the finals are going to take place. Um, I cannot wait to see this, and I want to see where they go with the title after the tournament as well. We got Bobby Stats also saying it's nice to see everyone getting an opportunity. And that's the way I look at this. That's the way I look at those mid card titles for the women. I know that there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, there's too many titles now, blah, blah, blah. The women deserve the mid card titles just as much as the men deserve mid card titles.
1000% they do. The women, and I don't care what show it is you watch, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, the women knock it out of the park. And I give full credit to the Knockouts division for really jump-starting the women's evolution in wrestling.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited about this. I love that we are seeing because I kind of liking it to I'm going to say UFC, right? UFC has their major titles. They have a major title. They have a sort of undercard title, I guess you could say. Well, they did the same thing with the women in the UFC. They gave them an equal amount of titles, just as the same as the men do.
Yep.
So why not do the same thing in pro wrestling? Simple as that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Bobby Stats saying even the NWA now has secondary mid card titles, that a mid card belt that Giselle Shaw holds. Yes.
Yeah.
Maple Leaf Pro is probably going to be looking into doing the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if MLW does that. The more I'm going to say the more the merrier as far as the women's titles go. So I'm going to say, like, let's say if I'm running a promotion and I've got 3 men's titles. I've got my world men's title, my mid card men's title, my men's tag team titles. On the opposite side, I'm going to have a women's tag title. I'm going to have a women's mid card title and a women's world title. And that also depends on, like, my roster size,
Yeah.
But this is an exciting opportunity. And I know that, there's not really a lot of women who are employed under TNA, but through this NXT partnership, we could see women from the NXT, or we'll just say WWE partnership. We could see the women. We could see women from NXT show up to challenge for this TV title. We could see women from AAA step in and challenge for this title. We could see a main roster woman come in and challenge for that belt.
Yes. Now, I mean, we didn't have time to go through every name here tonight. Who is your pick?
Off the names, I like Indy Hartwell the best.
Okay.
Off the names that were mentioned, just because I'm a huge fan of Indy, and I want her to succeed so badly. When she won the TNA Knockouts title there, I was so jacked for her. And now to know that she doesn't have it kind of disappoints me a little bit. So to see her going after another belt makes me warm in the heart again.
Yeah.
And on the NXT side, Thea Hale. I really do think that this woman does deserve her just desserts.
I'm going to go with maybe the biggest name that I listed there. And I'm going to say Elena Black.
I'd be fine with that too. But go ahead.
There is one other woman that I could see absolutely doing it, and that is Alicia Edwards.
I'd be okay with that too. And maybe one day they will form a tag team, just as we have, guys. We have formed ourselves a tag team partnership with W. And they are the only tag team partner we need. So grab some W energy by going to w.gg. Use that promo code TB Studios to save yourself 10% off of all of the delicious beverages that they have there. And OMD, I think it's time we close the chapter on this episode here.
I do believe you're right, Mr. Best.
So if you want to find all of us, guys, just go to turnbucklestudios.org. Click that host section. You'll find OMD. You'll find myself. You'll find Chris Parrish. Bubba Duke will be there too. Logan Thompson. And of course, the Godfather himself, Carl Carafel. OMD, What are those words we like to go out on?
Well, before we do that, I do want to wish everybody tomorrow a very happy Canada Day, and to our friends in south of the border on Friday or Saturday, a very happy Independence Day. And please always remember, the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and Turnbuckle Talk, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
Flagship show setting the tone. In the world of wrestling we stand alone. With news and reviews we lead the way. Turnbuckle Talk every day. Turnbuckle Talk every day.